Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to do this video today. I've been dreaming of doing a video like this for a while, and it's going to be the tea of my fitness journey. As many of y'all know, I've been on a fitness journey for a little over a year and a half, and I've been sharing it online, and it's been so fun and rewarding to see myself grow and change into the person I am today. So I am so happy you're here, first of all. And if you're new here, my name is Whitney, and I'm just super excited to just let you know how I was so successful in the past few years with weight loss and just a whole 180 with my lifestyle and how I choose to live in finding joy and with all that, losing weight. So let's get started on the journey. So I have my phone here if you see me looking down, but it's a lot of content and I just want to make sure I got everything right. But again, before I start, just if you come weekly and you love my videos, please make sure to subscribe. If you're new here, I hope you do like my videos. I'm very honest and transparent with my story. So hopefully this gives you a little insight of what I've been going through and just hopefully motivate you if you're in the same spot or same season of life. So let's get started. So girl, I'm already messing up. July 2023 was the first time in my adult life where I looked at myself and went, oh, I was just like, this is not normal. I look a little chunky. And the way I describe myself is just how I describe myself. It may not have been true. You know how things work with everyone and what they think they look like and what the mirror was. But I literally saw myself as big. Little backstory, I grew up playing sports my whole life, never worried about my weight at any point, never had to. I was active. I played soccer, gymnastics. I was just that kid always in sports. I ate anything I wanted. I ate fairly healthy throughout my life though. But yeah, just never had to think about it. I was thick, thin, muscular built, and that carried on through college and about a couple years after college. But 2023, we were 3 years out of COVID. Life is back to kind of normal, hanging out, going out, and I am still doing those same habits. Also, it was the first time in my life work was picking up, work kind of got stressful. So that in itself also made an imbalance in how I took care of myself and how much I put into anything but myself. But to give you little numbers, I was 186.1. And that was, I didn't really weigh myself that much. So going from seeing that and going from when I was athletic and all this stuff, I was about 130, 140. So I looked at myself, I go, wow, I've gained a lot of weight. And to add to that, it was because had been on an SSRI. I was 3 years into a relationship. We really bonded over food, making each other food. It was very like giving relationship weight. Again, I said I was stressed at work. Some of my friends got married, which is lovely. I love my friends. It was just start of my life where I was going to bachelorette, being in weddings and all that, in itself is celebration. You're happy, you're going to gain weight. And yeah, like I said, eating and drinking, you're going to gain weight. So I looked at myself, I was like, something needs to change. I need to get back into working out. I need to figure out something. Well, I did. So August 2023 to May 2024 was my runner girl era. I ran, I got new shoes. I signed up for the New York Roadrunners. So I lived in New Jersey, and this is like something, if you want to participate in like, what do they call it? Like world recognized running. So a lot of like, if you want to qualify for the New York City Marathon, this is the system you need to be in. So I was like, oh, maybe one day I'll run a marathon. You know me, like I couldn't even run a 5K and I was like thinking about a marathon. But anyways, I ran my first race a month into the journey. So it was September 2023. It was the Bronx 10-mile race. It took me like 2 hours and 45 minutes, but I did it. I was not in the best shape to run. Like I had a lot of issues with my knee while running. Wasn't really the best, but I pushed myself. It was about pushing myself to do something that I set my mind to. So I did that, and I kind of kept rolling, kind of ran still pretty frequently. I did a 10K that January or February. I just remember it being super cold in New York. So that got me excited. And then I decided I'm going to apply for the Brooklyn Half Marathon. It would have been like a random spot. I wasn't going to qualify with my time. But it was like they give away so many spots just because each year. And guess who got one? Me. So I got into that race. I ended up completing that race May 2024. Throughout that time, I lost about 10 pounds. So with running a lot, like running a lot of miles, I was able to kind of be in either a deficit. I guess I was in a deficit. I wasn't really watching when I was eating. I wasn't really in that mindset yet about food and how that's very important in the journey. We'll get to that later. But with running like 8-9 miles, like even 3-4, like that's a lot. And also being a very active person, like active lifestyle in New York, you're walking everywhere. You have no car. You're up and down stairs. You're doing everything. You have your 10-pound bag, 10 to 50-pound bag on you at all times, like going to work, commuting. So it was good. One other thing during that time period is I kind of got sick. My body, I knew something was up, but I thought like something's off. I didn't know if I had like, I don't know. I really don't know. I just felt off. So that probably contributed to the weight loss. But I think that's when, we'll get to it a little later, but when my autoimmune disease started to come about, which is a whole nother story, but I'm going to mention it just because I think it's relevant to my journey and why I started this journey. But May 2024, I felt very accomplished. I look back on pictures of myself and I still look very inflamed. Right before I left, so after May 2024, June 2024, I moved from New York City back home to Texas. And during that month, I was trying to go to the doctors a lot, like trying to meet my deductible with my old job, just try to get in. Because again, I felt sick. And I started displaying markers for an autoimmune disease. Girl, what is that? I don't know what that was, but I was starting to get scared. I was like, what do I have? But anyways, I'm moving. I'm packing up. I'm not paying attention. After my race, I literally went back to my old habits. Running, I didn't know how that was going to translate back into my home life in Texas, but that's honestly where that stopped in my journey. But again, I tried something new. I lost weight from it. Will I keep it off? We'll see. So from June 2024 to September 2024, I want to... Okay, let me just give you the numbers. June 2024, I weighed 178.7. By September 2024, I weighed 193.4. I gained 15 pounds in 4 months with my move. I'm 5'4", y'all. That 15 pounds is going to show. I looked even more inflamed. I was like, what is happening? I feel like beep. Like I felt like I lost control of my life. But on the other hand, I moved out of a city that stressed me out. Me and my partner were like, we don't want to be here anymore. We're not our best selves here. It's hard. It's expensive. Blah, 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 blah. We both want to go back home. So that's why we moved. And little did I know that would be the catalyst of really seeing change in the start of my fitness journey. So besides all that, moving, eating like not healthy, we did a southern road trip. I have a whole series on that if you want to watch all the yummy food I eat. Do not regret it one bit, but that led to a lot of weight gain. So it's September of 2024. I go, I need to change something. I don't pay rent, so I have a little bit more money. And I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found a Peloton. Okay, Peloton. I had some of my girlfriends get a Peloton during COVID and it changed their life. I remember always being jealous of them having it. My apartment building that I was in had a Peloton, but it was very hit or miss if people weren't on it. Only one worked out of the two, whole thing, but it was very infrequent. If I got home and it was open, woohoo! And if I got home and if it wasn't, I probably didn't work out. Or probably ran. But at the same time, the treadmills were also taken sometimes. And that's the only downside of apartment living, and using the gym. Nothing's ever guaranteed. But from September 2024 to December 2024, I was able to lose about 7 pounds joining Peloton and just working out again. My biggest thing with weight loss in the past, I would choose to just work out more. I would go from pretty a sedentary life, not working out once, maybe twice, probably 0 times a week, to working out 3 or 4, but I'm eating the same. So even with that, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose weight and you're going to be like, whoa, this is great. But to get to real weight loss, I'm going to give you the tea. So That's after that, I lost the 7 pounds. It's Christmas, it's the holidays. Guess who gained a little bit of weight? Me. Food, overeating, enjoying the holidays, which is great. Do what you need to do, boo. But for me, I consistently saw myself fall back to or creep back up to the weight that I, started my whole journey on with, or just noticed in 2023. So yes, I'm back at 186. Just to give a refresher, I started this journey in July 2023 at 186. So with all that, I'm still back at where I was. So I was like, you know what? Let me hop on YouTube. Let me do research, anything. Like, let me see what the girlies are doing. And I've heard of this series. I heard about 75 Hard, which sounded crazy to me. I wouldn't be surprised if I told people, like, you're crazy if you do 75 Hard. That is unsustainable. You're going to gain the weight back. You're doing too much. Well, I did my research, and there's actually called, I guess, a different version of it called 75 Soft. I was like, okay, that's more like my speed. It seemed very flexible. It still gave, you still had to hold yourself accountable to certain things, but you weren't giving everything up at once. I think giving up everything at once, especially if you're like in and out of the fitness journey, you're going to fall back to your old patterns. Like, that's what happened to me. Not necessarily saying it's going to happen to you, but like for me, it was better to gradually get into this healthy lifestyle than all at once and then be sad when I break. Like, I have a cookie or I drink a soda or I have alcohol. Like, that's what helped me. So anyways, it's January 2025, y'all. I start my 75 Soft series, which is on my channel. Go watch that. And it was the first time in my life where I felt in control. I felt determined. I was like, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm only going to drink alcohol X amount of times a week. I'm only going to eat sweets X amount of time a week. I decided to permanently give up sweet tea. Sweet tea is my addiction. If you watch my Southern Road Trip series, I'm literally rating sweet tea everywhere I go or everywhere we went. I would do a sweet tea check and literally rate the sugary mixture of tea. Oh my gosh. Some things you just think back and you're like, no wonder I was inflamed. And again, if you could drink soda, you can drink sweet tea, you can drink alcohol, and it doesn't affect you. It did not affect me for majority of my life up until 25, 26. And once it hits you, you're going to realize like you have to be careful what you put in your body because it's just going to make, more effect than it did, back when your metabolism was good, you're healthy. But I also forgot to mention a huge point. Back in September, when I started doing Peloton, I actually went to a rheumatologist to see what's going on with my autoimmune markers, displayers being high, whatever. I got officially diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. That may share my journey with that in a separate video because that in itself is a lot. But that really started pushing me into a different mindset that my body is not working the way I need to because of how I treat it. Like, I think it's, if you look at a holistic approach versus and medical, like I'm on medication for it, but I was like, I need to eat healthy. I need to get my inflammation down. I need to focus on what I'm putting into my body in order to feel it and make it work better. I was in pain all the time. My joints hurt. I was just not happy. And I was like, well, there has to be certain, like, food does heal. And that's what I learned. So anyways, finished 75 Soft and I lost 9 pounds. Oh my gosh. I also would have looked back on that video. I have a video of me saying my results from 75 Soft. And I look at myself and see like the excitement and myself being proud of myself for like once in my life that I, did something for an extended amount of time and took myself seriously. So after that, I took a few months off. My work got really stressful. Just got really stressful. And in May, I went to New York. I saw my New York friends again for the first time since leaving that August. And it was just fun. I went to the Beyonce concert. I looked really good. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, Whitney, you look so good. I was like, yes, I lost weight. I'm doing me. Like, Texas is treating me well. So when I got home, I was like, you know what? I'm ready to do this again. I did my research, watched YouTube, whatever, and I saw that it's less popular than 75 Soft and 75 Hard, but there's a 75 medium, which is basically 75 hard. Well, for me, basically 75 hard without the second workout. The second workout is low key crazy. Still scares me. I think just for myself, one day I want to do 75 hard because why not? But I'm not in the spot to do that. I have too much going on. And what I'm doing now is working for me. Again, you'll see a lot of stuff online. You'll be like, I need to do that. And it will give me the results I want. Sometimes it won't. It might hurt you, hinder you in your experience because you're going to fail. Maybe you weren't ready for that test. And you don't want to set yourself back because you're trying to do something that, society wants you to do or you see online or whatnot. Just do your research. But anyways, I found 75 medium and it worked perfect for me. Same story as 75 soft. I followed it. I did it. Girl. So that was from June 2025 to August 2025. I lost 15 pounds. I gave up sweets, fast food, alcohol. Ooh, I gave up sweets, fast food, alcohol. It's hard to put this in words, but that's what's going to accelerate your weight loss. Again, I believe in a life where you have everything balanced out. And that's what I live now. I don't have like restrictions on alcohol, or like complete giving up of alcohol, sweets, and soda, but I limit. I definitely do not drink as much as I did pre health and fitness journey, but I'm also very mindful that I will probably feel better if I don't drink those. And it's hard reality, but again, do what works for you. For me, giving it up right now in my life doesn't seem like I need to do it. I'm happy about where I'm at, but if I still wanted to do more, I probably would make those sacrifices. But yeah, I, lost the weight. Me and my partner had a fun little photo shoot. He was losing weight as well. It just was like, also one thing to note, whenever you start your fitness journey, you're going to attract other people that are doing their fitness journey. I've met so many people like online and just in real life too, just like invested in what you're doing. And it honestly is inspiring to see other people do it that and people get inspired because you're doing it. But that's one of the main reasons I keep doing YouTube, because I just want to put my story out there to help others and just be another, voice, because that's what I was doing. I was going on YouTube and seeing everyone change their life. And I was like, it's my turn. But anyways, those pictures are amazing. Love, love, love. And after that, I had my 29th birthday in Tulum. So it's August 2025 and my birthday's in December 2025. And I'm planning to like have my birthday in Tulum, have a great time, look great. So I still had about 4 months to that. And I was like, you know what? That's going to be another motivation for me to, continue on this journey. So from August to December, I didn't do a challenge or anything, but I found new ways to challenge my body. I got into Pilates. I do solid core. That is my new thing right now. I love solid core. It has changed my body composition even more. My top ways to work out right now are cycling, walking, strength training, Pilates. Love it. That is what works for me. I typically lean towards low impact. I think it's essential to have cardio moments in your working out journey, because heart health, just stamina, all that stuff is really important, but also just low impact. Low impact has changed my life. So yeah, I literally kept going. I lost, let's see, how much I lost like 5 to 6 more pounds before Tulum. And yeah, I had so much fun. I looked great. Honestly, the feeling of doing all of this and seeing yourself in such a positive light for like months after so long of being like, I just don't feel like myself. I feel like I need to do better. I am doing that. I'm living, breathing proof of like investing in myself and investing in a journey and, honestly being the best self. For years, I did not feel like my best self. And that's okay. Your 20s are so hectic. You start to realize things. You start to, like I said, I lost myself. I had so much fun in New York, but I knew for my mental health, my long-term health, it was not going to be the best place for me. And making that decision to move, honestly, just started my journey quicker than I would have if I stayed. So making those sacrifices and, moving and getting to a spot where you feel safe, you feel comfortable, and starting a journey is very important as well. But it's January 2026, or right now it's February 26th, but in January 2026, I I feel great. I am excited. I'm currently doing a 75 soft series. So if you want to tune in that, look at my channel for those videos. But I just want to continue to pour into myself, learn more about myself, focus more on my food journey. I'm not someone that cooks. I've been eating a lot of pre-made meals from like Whole Foods, Sprouts, different grocery stores, which I think works for me right now. But I would love to learn and save money. I think that's the hardest part. I'm very still bougie with my fitness journey. When I eat out, I do eat healthy, but those foods so expensive. Oh my gosh. And now that I'm in a financial freedom journey too, I'm trying to make these things align. But again, everything's a work in progress. Things take years. I'm not rushing myself, but I'm very happy of where I'm at. And if you've gotten this far in this video, I think the key things to a health and fitness journey, now that I'm more away from my old self and more closer to my new self, is that your diet and finding things you love to do, working out wise, are going to be your two things to focus on. You're going to have to, reevaluate what you're putting into your body and really see, like, if you continue down the path, that you're on, nothing will change. Making that change, whether it's big or small, is going to get you to the path of where you want to be. So just be mindful of that and just really invest and know that there are plenty of healthy options. There's plenty of healthy food and it tastes great. Like I said, I grew up eating healthy food. I never thought it was bad. It's just fast food's easy. Unfortunately, in our society, fast food's easy. And addiction is real. Like, food addiction is real. But that's a whole nother story. But for my story, I love me some good comfort food, but there's comfort food available to you in healthy styles. And working out, find what works out for you. Right now, I'm in my Pilates solid core era. My core is so strong. My arms, I love my arms. I love everything about me, but my arms for sure have the biggest transformation. Like, so proud of myself. But I don't want to keep rambling. I appreciate you guys tuning in to my channel and watching me be silly and blabble about my health and fitness journey again. You're going to have to find out what works for you. This is my story, but I find peace in my decisions that led me here. You have to remove yourself from environments that don't serve you. You have to be aware of what you put in your body, and you have to enjoy workouts. Like, you have to enjoy putting yourself in a position to get better. So those, like I said, those things are what made me successful. And I'm so excited to see what y'all have to say about this video. If you have any tips and tricks yourself of how you lost weight or workouts you love, I would love to hear, because we're all in this together, right? But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into my channel. I cannot wait for the future holds, and I can't wait to become even stronger and, and more in love with myself, because at the end of the day, you only got you, right? And if you love yourself, who's going to stop you? But again, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.